Welcome into the Jam Happy Hour, a Wine Wednesday, no less. Thanks for coming to enjoy some conversation and some music and perhaps some wine along with us here at Jam Cellars. And Chloe Jane, who is going to be jumping in from New York City. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
It's a fun hour. It's getting to know you a little bit better, and maybe your fans getting to know us a little bit better, and then conversation along the way. So what's not to love about that? Chloe Jane.
Hi. Thank you. Thanks.
We're going to
so
talk
much.
about, she's got new music coming up. She's got a whole lot of travel coming up, a lot of exciting things on the way. But we always love to jump in right away on your first song to kind of like set the tone for the Jam Happy Hour. How would you like to kick us off here this evening?
Yeah. So the first song I'm going to sing is called Sick of Sadness. I released this last year, and it's probably my favorite song I've released so far. It's about being sick of all the sadness in life, and that's a common theme in a lot of my music, making positive, uplifting messages.
I love that.
And yeah, because there's just too much sadness. So
And we all need that positivity, and especially through music, you can't resist it.
exactly.
Awesome, beautiful.
So I'm excited to play it for you now.
Chloe Jane is Sick of Sadness here in the Jam Happy Hour.
I always complicate it in my head. Convince myself my friends all want me dead. This party probably would be better if I left. I hate these little habits. I'm sick of all the sadness. If I wrote a letter to my old self, I'd say feel better, but it still hurts like hell. I know who I am, and I've been someone else, someone who doesn't know me like I know myself. Sometimes my mind gets too loud, hey, too loud. Whispers keep on dragging me down, me down. I always complicate it in my head. Convince myself my friends all want me dead. This party probably would be better if I left. I hate these little habits. I'm sick of all the sadness. Woo! Sick of all the sadness. You know I'm sick of all the sadness. Sadness covered in glitter. Watch me shine. Everyone's bitter. Yeah, they all roll their eyes. Wish it was different, 'cause it keeps me up all night. All the stereotypes. Sometimes my mind gets too loud, too loud. Whispers keep on dragging me down, me down. I always complicate it in my head. Convince myself my friends all want me dead. This party probably would be better if I left. I hate these little habits. I'm sick of all the sadness. Woo! Sick of all the sadness. You know I'm sick of all the sadness. Sadness. Oh, sick of all the sadness. You know I'm sick of all the sadness. Sadness. Feel so incomplete, not how it's supposed to be. Need some therapy or just some space. I always complicate it in my head. Convince myself my friends all want me dead. This party probably would be better if I left. I hate these little habits. I'm sick of all the sadness. Woo! Sick of all the sadness. You know I'm sick of all the sadness. Sadness. Oh, sick of all the sadness. You know I'm sick of all the sadness. Sadness.
Yay!
That is fun, honestly. That is like, you're right. It's like such a positivity, like coming through with the song. Obviously, we can all kind of commiserate with like, sometimes you don't have the best day, you're not in the best relationship, or maybe it's just like all going wrong. You put the right song on though, and turns everything around.
Yeah. No, I love that one. It's a feel-good track for sure.
What I like is that you're kind of creating your own thing at the same time too, though. It's like, it's not very often that you come across, such a blend of tech and pop and vocals and all coming from almost like a classically trained place as a child, starting off with like piano. It's a big question. How did we get from learning how to play the piano to obviously being incredibly comfortable with tech and production, DJing? If you look at your Instagram for a hot second, you're all over the place, but also kind of creating this own little like genre of what you're doing. Like, how did we get from there to here? Because it's very cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, yeah, I started singing and playing the piano when I was 11. My parents forced me to take piano lessons, and I hated it at first. I was learning jazz piano. I was like, this is not it. But then the teacher kept breaking stuff in my house. Like, he locked himself in the bathroom, would sit down, break a chair. So he was gone. Nice. But then my next piano teacher was more of a pop piano teacher, and he would teach me songs that I loved. So like Lady Gaga, Alicia Keys, Whitney Houston. And I would just learn chords, and then I took those chords and started writing my own songs when I was 11. But then the DJing and electronic part started coming in when I was 13 because, funny enough, my parents met in Ibiza, Spain. Oh. So I grew up.
DJ capital of the world.
Yep. Electronic DJ party capital of the world. Yes. Wow. And I spent a lot of time there growing up. So I was surrounded by all this electronic music and DJs. And I would see like how many thousands of people like jumping in the energy in the crowd and what DJs can do to people. I'm like, I want to do that. That looks cool. But I also like love singing and writing songs and pop music. And usually artists, it's really like they pick their lane. Whether it's more electronic, a lot of DJs, and they stay in electronic, and then pop artists, they make their pop music and stay in pop. Right. But I've come from like a background where I've had both simultaneously at the same time. Right. So I show that in my music, and especially my new music has a lot more electronic influences, but still having great like pop hooks and melody and lyrics are still important to me. So, because I want to go perform live and do a show just singing and piano and with dancers, but then also I can go do a DJ show if I feel like it. And
being multi hyphenated.
Yeah, and I feel like now more than ever is the time because, like in history, so many artists, they were in boxes. You know, you're a country artist, you have to stay in country. You're a rap artist, you stay in rap. But now so many genres are completely blending. Right. And
it's cool.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch.
Well, what's exciting to kind of, watch with what you're doing, and again, I invite everybody to go check out her socials and her playlists, and if you do like, please follow along. Every little click and like does matter. But because so many of the DJs that you see these days, they aren't doing the singing. Either it's a recorded vocal from another artist in a collaboration, which is beautiful, and I want to talk about collaborations for sure, but it's very rarely the DJ doing the singing. Like, is there anyone that you can kind of look up to and be like, yeah, they're kind of doing it right, or you're like, I'm doing my own thing?
Yeah, well, I love the pop duo Iconopop.
Oh, yeah.
They had their huge hit like 10 years ago. I love it. But they started more like in the writing, singing realm, but they released a new album last year, and they've been touring as DJs and grabbing the mic and singing. Love that. So I look up to them a lot. I mean, Charlie XCX, what she's doing now, like she's DJing Boiler Rooms, and then also put out a record and sings and does all that.
I also think of Sophie Tucker.
Sophie Tucker, yeah.
But they're a duo. Again, like if you've got one person doing... the DJing and one person doing the singing and I guess the Chainsmokers kind of do it a little bit too, but I feel like what you're doing is very unique.
Well, thank you. Yeah, well, I love it.
Iconopop joke intended.
I know. I met them like 2 weeks ago in Ibiza, and I freaked out because they're like my idols, and they were really
do they know that you're... Or they're your idols now?
I made them know that I make music similar to them and do similar things to them, and they're really cool. Sweet. And we'll see.
You had,
Maybe I'll do a collab with them one day.
I would love that for you. Just keep DMing them.
Yep.
You had mentioned briefly like a Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Who, oddly enough, I mean, I'm sure you already know this, but if people are listening or watching along, Stephanie Germanotti got her break by playing the piano, granted in a string bikini, but playing the piano on the side stage at Lollapalooza, because that is how, you know, she was presenting her music at the time. And then obviously it got to this very, you know, pop Gaga thing that she's doing. And I find it very interesting that you kind of pulled up that name, because coming from a piano background, I think it gives you such a, I don't want to say an edge, but such a unique way to approach the music, because you learn it in key and scale.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, even like tempos and melodic changes and harmonies and all of that. I mean, I can play by ear, but I mean, Lady Gaga, she's one of my biggest inspirations, because she can go from dancing, doing a crazy avant-garde show, and then just sit down at the piano and wow everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, if she learned to DJ, forget it.
Done. Forget it. I feel like she's doing it at her house in her pajamas anyway.
Yeah,
so you know, why not?
But I mean, she also was touring and doing like early club shows on her first album. She would just go and do clubs with her and her two dancers, and because she was making very electronic pop music. And I pull a lot of inspo from her as well, music-wise.
Well, you talk about the early days. I mean, as far as putting out this product that you have now, you're very much, you know, in the early days. Yes, you've been doing music for 10 years now, but it's like, as far as like packaging and doing the thing, you're a few years in. And what a few years to be in, because the industry has changed so much, you know, in the last handful of years. Do you still find it exciting, or are there things about it where you're like, what is happening here?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's exciting because you can have a direct conversation with your audience, and
True.
And be able to reach out. People could reach. You can literally text online with your fans and have direct communication and be so much closer, and you don't need anyone in between. There's no middleman.
Right.
But at the same time, it's all about how you're going to get your song to blow up on TikTok, or
Right.
I mean, that's the only way that's records are moving now, is how well it's doing on TikTok and what the trend is and the marketing strategy. And it's so hard to just have a great song and a great artist. I mean, there's over 100,000 songs released a day, which is also very different than 5 years ago.
Right.
So it's just a different world, and you have to be really hardworking and have something really different to be able to cut through. And that's what I'm working on. It's a slow build.
Slow build and a slow burn.
Baby steps.
And yeah. Well, your content is beautiful, and I want to talk about your visuals and whatnot, but I would love to jump in on our second song here in the Jam Happy Hour. If you're joining us late, allow me to reset. We are with Chloe Jane, and she has a very unique blend of electric and pop and all kinds of fun fusions coming together. We are going to talk new music soon, but what would you like to perform for us next?
Yeah, this next song is called Summer Fling. I released this one last summer, and now it's good.
Did you have a fling last summer?
I did. And I had a million of them, actually.
Ooh, okay, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is a really fun, kind of quirky, silly, sassy kind of women empowerment vibe.
Okay.
And yes, it's a big pop chorus, so be
Well,
fun.
it's still summer, so inspire us, please.
Exactly. Let's do
Summer
it.
Fling with Chloe Jane here in the Jam Happy Hour. All yours.
I like his fast car, and he likes me in his limousine. Feel the heat on Sunset Boulevard. Oh, he's so bad, but he's so good for me. Such a tease. I'm trying to not get ahead of myself. As easy as breathing, and I just can't help falling for guys I don't know very well. But what the hell? You're just a song. Oh, he's so lucky I'm a masterpiece. Look at me, but don't call me sweetheart, 'cause in a minute, baby, I might be history. I'm trying to not get ahead of myself, as easy as breathing, and I just can't help falling for guys I don't know very well. But what the hell? You're just a summer fling. I've got a million of them. How's it feel to be one of them, baby? Let's grab another drink. I wanna get to know you. You can be my California baby. Hey, summer fling. You can be my California summer fling. You can be my California. Take me out like we've got one night. I wear the dress that drove the last guy crazy. Kiss me now before I change my mind. Call me crazy. You're just a summer fling. Woo! I've got a million of them. How's it feel to be one of them, baby? Let's grab another drink. I wanna get to know you. You can be my California baby. Summer fling. You can be my California summer fling. You can call me up and then we'll never sleep. Love what you do to me. Love what you do to me. You can be my California baby. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah.
I particularly love I'm going to wear the dress that wore the last guy crazy. That's
You
a
like that
beautiful
one?
line. I feel like we learned something in that song. Summer Fling, Chloe Jane here in the Jam Happy Hour. If you are enjoying the music, make sure you're following along on her playlists and socials, because there is more to come soon. And we're going to talk new music in a hot minute, but I want to talk to you about your visuals. We were slightly talking about, content and creation and having to stay up, with everything. Everything's got to have the full package to it, Do you feel a
yeah.
pressure to have that visual ready to go as you're songwriting, or does it come after the fact?
I don't know. I'm a very visual person. Usually during the songwriting process, I just kind of already know what the visual is going to look like.
Okay.
Based on what I'm writing about, singing about.
Yeah.
Like after I leave a session, I'm like so excited to go film the video.
Yeah.
Or do the whole creation process of the video. Because I've been filming and doing YouTube since I was like 12. I started filming beauty videos and makeup and fashion.
Nice.
So I love all of that. I love dressing up and performing in front of a camera. So yeah, no, visuals are a lot of fun. They're sometimes stressful, especially the visuals that I've done recently, where promoting my new songs coming out. I've gone onto the subway and different places in New York.
Yes, you have.
With my DJ stuff and just started performing.
Y'all, go to her Instagram. You will see what in her TikTok too. You'll see she literally takes her setup, gets in a subway, and starts going. And how has that been received? Because it looks great what you're posting, but I'm sure there's some people that are like, what's going on here? And everybody's a little shaky these days.
No, it's really funny. Well, I do it. So New York's a weird place because
I'm glad
New
you said
York,
that.
you've got crazy town going on. Like you're walking out the street, you'll never know what you see.
True.
So I've gone on the subway and gotten no reactions out of people. Where
so
like
messed up.
I need reactions for the content, people to be like, oh my God, or loving it, or just anything.
Right.
And sometimes I go on and people just are literally couldn't care less because just another crazy person
in New York.
But I mean, I did one on the Roosevelt Island tramway and everyone just like had their phones out videoing.
That's fun.
But it was actually in the Saturday morning. It was mainly tourists, and they tried to stop me, the girl, the conductor that was on the train, because it flies through the air from like island to island.
Yeah.
And I just like opened my table and set up immediately to get the content because you have about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And the conductor's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, please, please, please. I'm like, already this far. I'm freaking doing it.
Like,
and
where'd you
everyone
go
was
in?
ready.
Yeah.
They had their phones out. And it didn't get too well received online. Like, they thought I was bothering everyone. But I'm like, these were all tourists on a Saturday morning. Like, no one was going to work. And,
Nice. Yeah. Like, they're along for the ride at this point.
yeah, no, but it was funny. And I don't know. I don't lack confidence. Like, I feel like I can go and do it. I mean, you have to be an artist, you have to fully believe in yourself and your music. So just get it out there.
You got to put it out there because you never know what's going to connect and what's not going to connect. And, you know, and that ability to not, I'm not saying flamboyant, but like to be fiery and, you know, exciting. You do come by that naturally. And part of that is kind of the music that you were raised on. What were you hearing growing up that was like, you know what? Yeah, I want to be the out there artist versus a reserved artist.
Well, Gaga is definitely, I saw her when I was 10 years old play at Madison Square Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with my dad and my mom. They took me to the concert. I'm like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be up there with her, like that. And she's all about, you know, loving yourself and being your true self and not giving an F what anyone has to say.
True.
So I kind of idolized her and took that energy that she shared. And I mean, you know, you just got to live, breathe, do it. Just got to do it.
True.
Because, I mean, not everyone's going to love your music, no matter what type of music you make. I mean, unless you're Taylor Swift. That's different.
Everybody loves that.
Everyone loves Taylor.
Sorry. It was just for fun.
Yeah. But, I mean, Gaga
fine.
has so many haters, but she also has a million fans that love her to death. So
the monsters, they definitely show up for sure. And not just, you know, in that sense of do whatever you want. Also, you know, musical influences in that fiery sense of like Latin influences as well. Like, you know, growing up with like a J-Lo or like a Ricky Martin, like it's a full production. So you're not doing anything halfway. How has kind of this like Latin influence made its way into your music?
Well, growing up in Ibiza, that's where I learned how to speak
I've been
Spanish.
saying that wrong my whole life, by the way.
Ibiza.
Yes. So it's Ibiza.
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 Yeah. Ibiza.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've learned something today. Carry on.
But no, yeah, growing up there, I mean, it's a Spanish-speaking island. It's off of Spain, so it's not like Latin America, but it's Spain. And
Do
a
they
lot of my
speak Portuguese, Spanish, kind of a blend?
no Portuguese. They speak
Obviously Portugal.
in Portugal. I mean, there's Portuguese people that are there. Like, so I have a lot of Portuguese friends, but
Well, I think of it like here in Florida. You've got obviously you got Puerto Rican, you've got Dominican, you've got Mexican, you've got all these different Latin influences, and there's pockets of it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of thought of like, you know, Spain kind of being in that way since it is over there in Europe, which you're you know obviously much more versed in than I am. But there's got to be a lot of different influences coming in on that sound.
Well, Latin music and reggaeton and I mean, so many flamenco, all types of Latin music is really popular in Ibiza. Like in the clubs, most clubs always have a Latin night. Or Bresh or at Pasha, they have Anita perform, a different Latin artist. Like J Balvin comes, Maluma comes.
Good
Lord. It's a huge presence in Ibiza.
Yeah.
And my friends also growing up, they would show me like all this reggaeton music and Latin music. And my mom loves Mark Anthony and Jennifer and Ricky and Mana and like all of these Latin artists. So growing up, I would just listen to a lot. And I love it. Like I also grew up Latin ballroom dancing. So it's all part of it, and
it's all in there. This is so awesome.
Yeah, so I decided to make a song. I wrote a whole version in English and then a whole version in Spanish, and then I combined the two and put it out. And then this rapper, he's so cool, from Colombia. His name is Lalo Ebrat. He did a feature on the remix. But I'm going to sing the original for you.
Sounds perfect. This is, well, what was the English title and then what's the Spanish title?
No patience. And then in Spanish is no tengo paciencia. So it's basically like I don't have patience for your BS.
Okay.
Don't waste my time, love, but in a sassy way, you know.
Oh, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. All right. So, No Patience, Chloe Jane here in the Jam Happy Hour. It's all yours.
Yes. Yeah.
Sabes cómo enojarme, pero nunca sabes cómo enfrentarme. Como pensabas to get better without trying. Tú pensabas you can get away with lying. Hey, no more, no more. You won't be knocking on my door, door, door. You won't be the one that I'll be begging for. Cause baby, you gotta know. Me cuesta besarte. Me cuesta quererte sin rencor. Baby, no tengo paciencia para el dolor. No tengo paciencia para tu amor. Takes too much to love ya. Takes too much to make your heart believe. Baby, I ain't got the patience for this time. Told you I ain't got the patience for this time. No, no. Baby, no tengo paciencia para el dolor. No tengo paciencia para tu amor. Yeah. You love to get me in the worst way. You shut me out, then we're all good the next day. Don't call my phone cause I won't be picking up no more. I'm making moves now and I don't need your bluff no more. Hey, no more, no more. You'll be knocking on my door, door, door. You'll be the one that I'll be begging for. Cause baby, you gotta know. Me cuesta besarte. Me cuesta quererte sin rencor. Baby, no tengo paciencia para el dolor. No tengo paciencia para tu amor. Takes too much to love ya. Takes too much to make your heart believe. The patience for this time. Patience for this time. No, hey, no, baby, no tengo paciencia para el dolor. No tengo paciencia para tu amor. I'm gonna go, gonna flow, gonna flow, gonna flow. Not gonna force anything. Oh, me voy a ir. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. You can do your thing. Me cuesta besarte. Me cuesta quererte sin rencor. Paciencia para el dolor. Paciencia para tu amor. Takes too much to love ya. Takes too much to make your heart believe. Baby, I ain't got the patience for this time. Told you I ain't got the patience for this time. Hey, no, no. Paciencia para el dolor. No tengo paciencia para tu amor. Yeah.
That is fun. That almost makes you feel like you're in a club, honestly. Like, that had that really great vibe to it. Like, I want the breeze in my hair, I want the drink in my hand, or my glass of wine, thank you, butter, or just being around a bunch of really, like, cool and exciting people. Like, well done. And I love the Spanglish on it, too.
Thank you.
Now, if somebody wants to hear that song, what's the best way to find it?
Yeah, it's out everywhere. It's called No Patience, No Tengo Paciencia. I did a video. I have a full music video for it too that I shot in Ibiza. My goal for that video was to show the beauty of the island, because when most people think of Ibiza, they think of party, party, party.
Right.
And yes, like there's a lot of that and it's great, but it's also such a beautiful island. So I wanted to show that. We would go to the beach, we go to the old town, take a car. Yeah, it's nice.
It's got to have balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. The party with the beauty.
Yeah.
Now, you had talked about the remix on that. You got to collaborate with a rapper that you loved that version that came out. When it comes to collaborations, is there anybody like on your vision board list? You're like, I want to collaborate with that person other than Iconopop, because I know that's going to happen for you.
Well, I'd love to collaborate with a lot of DJs because I'm a vocalist. What I've also been doing, like while I'm writing my own artist project and my own music, I've been writing a lot of top lines in hopes of getting some features with DJs. because I mean, growing up in Ibiza and like being there all the time, I know so many from over the years and have so many relationships with DJs. So I have a couple that I'm working on now with some DJs. But like my dream goal would probably be have a song with like Martin Garrix or David Guetta or Calvin Harris.
If you want to go tall.
Yeah, because I mean, that's their music they release are pop songs, right?
Sure.
So, I mean, they have electronic influences, but they're pop melodies and pop choruses. And, like, I love the whole underground music scene, like Camel Fat and Tale of Us and Guy Gerber and Bedouin and all these guys that are really well known in Ibiza and in the underground music scene. But, I mean, in my heart and my true love is melody and emotional like chords and lyrics and songs you can sing along.
You literally could be like the next Baby Rexa.
Yeah. So yeah, imagine if BB, because she puts out her own project. Only if she DJ'd and
as far as like working with Guetta and working like with a lot of these DJs, like they come together, they create the top line of the hook and this, that, and the other, and then they make these great songs that are instant pop hits, and it's like the whole world's singing them before they even know what they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
so
I can see that.
That's definitely on my radar a lot now. Yes.
Well, I know you said you're traveling soon, West Coast, to do some songwriting. What does that look like for you, with this different kind of, I mean, it's still pop. It's still like a very cool blend of multiple genres. But when you go in for a songwriting session, do you come in with the ideas already, or you're like, we're just going to let it flow?
Okay. Well, my EP that's coming out this summer, Dance Floor Emergency, that is like more of a mix of pop and house and stuff. But the new music that I'm working on now, I really want to put out an actual record and album next year.
Old school.
And it's very electro, early 2000s electronic pop, like a lot of influence from Kesha and Black Eyed Peas and I mean, I'm literally just writing so much right now and finding all these sounds with my producers, and a lot of it, like, ideas come up on the spot, like spontaneous. Like, I was in with my producer Zach Lever, and we found this whole new sound and direction to go in, but it has like these catchy pop hooks with these weird electronic synths and stuff, but heavy and edgy and cool, and you want to bump it,
on the spot.
Well,
that's interesting because that sound is really kind of coming back around, being very popular. So the fact that you're already working on it, in this very organic kind of way.
I mean, that's the music that I grew up loving. Like, I loved Black Eyed Peas and Kesha and Gaga and early Guetta, like these weird, cool electro influences. And a lot of it comes from French house.
Right.
I mean, I listen to music all the time, and then I look up the producers, and so many of them are French. I'm like, what is this connection going on? I just like French electronic music.
No, it's like a whole thing. I remember Madonna was working with them.
Yeah, Madonna.
I mean, that's probably the biggest, the influence. One of her albums that was very much influenced by that. And like you said, you grew up around DJs from all around the world. But obviously the French one's having like a big influence on that. When you are in that songwriting space, though, do you ever kind of think of it almost as like a therapy? Because obviously you are just like, you're free flowing all these ideas out of your head, but they have to come from like real life experiences.
Like, yes and no.
Okay.
I get into the room and I have my book, and like I'm always writing stuff in my book. Like, I hear things people say, weird, funny things. I always write them down.
Yeah.
And sometimes they spark like song ideas and themes that I can really dial into, but
You're smart to grab them, because most of us have a decent idea and it's like gone.
Yeah.
You're like, I have my book and I'm not losing this.
Yeah. Well, if I don't have it on me, I'll write in my notes app and then write it in my book
Totally.
later. But I mean, because I like to make really uplifting music, and I've been very fortunate to have such a supportive family and a really like nice upbringing. Like I'm really grateful. So my reason as an artist and to be on this planet is to just lift the vibes, not like
Please
be
do
so
that.
deep and down, and just get people to enjoy themselves, because that's what I saw growing up, like people enjoying themselves. And if the music, when I get in the studio, I'm like, I want to make people feel empowered and confident, and I become this like other person. Like my friends, like the songs that I make, I'm like sounding like really just confident, because a lot of the times I'm not confident, and like that's everyone, but I have to channel this like energy that I have when I'm on stage.
I love that.
So it's fun,
Because you can be having the worst day ever, but you're like, no, I have to bring it. And whether that's a performance or one of your DJ sets or when it's time to write a song. Again, we'll go back to Taylor Swift. I can do it with a broken heart.
But it's so much fun. Like when I'm in the studio, I'm having the time of my life. And when I can go 12 hours and then my producer's like, okay, you want to call it a night now? I'm like, is it already like really?
You know, they say fake it till you make it. And sometimes you're going in and you're like, I'm going to be in a great mood. And then you magically are, and you don't want to leave that space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when it's working. And I've been really lucky to find people that I just connect with. I mean, when it's not working, like you want to get the hell out of there.
Right.
Which I've also had a couple times, but you find
You mentioned the EP is coming out very soon. You mentioned it's this summer, but this summer is flying by, and we are almost to the end of July, and you have new music coming out very shortly.
Yes. So the first single from the EP is called Keep Holding On, Set Me Free, and that's coming out this Friday, July 26th, in 2 days. And this is a really fun song. It's about being set free. Like you want to have this connection with someone and then hold on to them, but at the same time, like you need your freedom and your space, but being with them like also gives you that. Yeah. So it's a really fun song, and this is coming out, and then the title track will come out after that, which we will get to later. But
it feels like a great time, though.
Yeah,
I love the title.
Yeah,
I love the juxtaposition of it all. Like, yay, go away, yay. I mean, like, so
that's how it is a lot of the time.
Isn't it though? All right, well, Chloe Jane, take it away here in the Jam Happy Hour.
Okay. No. Wrong song.
With new music, too. It's exciting.
Keep on holding on, keep on holding on, keep on holding on. Set me free, my baby. I don't want no maybes. If I'm your baby, then let's keep on holding on. Set me free, my baby. I don't want no baby.
set me free. Let the rhythm come with ease.
You set me free when you're next to me. I can barely breathe. Keep holding on. It's all I need. You all over me. Babe, don't be a tease. Keep holding on. You set me free when you're next to me. I can barely breathe. Keep holding on. It's all I need. You all over me. Babe, don't be a tease. Keep holding on. I just want you to keep holding. I just want you to keep holding.
Keep holding on and set me free. New music coming out this Friday from Chloe Jane here in the Jam Happy Hour. I do like the push-pull on that one, though. Like, I think that's something we can all kind of relate to a little bit. But you still make it sound like so much fun.
Thank you. Yeah, well, that song, we kind of want it to sound like it came out of a 90s jukebox kind of sound, with the very vintagey bass and the melody. Like, I wanted it to sound like it come out of a jukebox in a way.
Yeah. No, you definitely get some of that, the throwback vibe in it, but also, you know, keeping it fresh and new at the same time. And speaking of new, it's not the only new thing that's coming. I mean, we'll talk about more about the EP and coming from that. But you've come from a very musical family, and I have to think that, you know, between the instrumentalists in your families and the vocalists in your family, how are they enjoying you do this?
Yeah. Well, my mom and my aunt, my mom's sister, are from Australia. So my mom grew up playing the saxophone, and she went through the Conservatory of Music in Australia on saxophone.
Okay, that's not just playing the saxophone. That's like being incredible at the saxophone.
My whole mother's side of the family is very musically gifted.
Clearly.
My aunt, vocally trained opera singer, went through the conservatory on flute, but then she was Miss Australia. So
I love this family. I'm in.
definitely come from a interesting
a good
family
stock.
for sure. No, but my
Wow.
mom and growing up, my aunt would coach me a lot,
Yeah.
and she would give me lessons and singing lessons and help me put on little shows and showcases. When my mom or dad had a dinner party, I would come and sing and
I love that.
do a little show. And then my mom has always been so supportive of me. Most of the videos you see on my Instagram, she's filmed.
I love it.
And she's my stylist. She is the best mother in the whole world. And she
Winning. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, she's the best.
I love that you guys get to do this together, because it's not easy to be in this industry, and knowing that you've got the backing of your family, and especially your mom, and I'm sure your dad and everybody else too, but knowing that they're right there along with you has got to give you such a deep breath on the really crazy days.
Oh, yeah. No, I think I'm the luckiest person in the whole world to have such a supportive family. Like, they just want to see me do what I love and succeed at it. I mean, I grew up professionally ice skating. Like, I started ice skating when I was 3, and then started training for the Olympics when I was 11.
Wow.
And I thought I was going to be a champion ice skater. And I was doing competitions and traveling, waking up before
Okay,
school
that is
every
a
morning.
full-time commitment. That's
Yeah,
no
I was
joke.
living on the ice skating rink
Wow.
every day for hours, and I loved it. And then I started liking music too.
Mhm.
And then when I was 13, I was like, I think I want to do this music thing. And
It's not as grueling.
yeah, no, you can't have many
Topic.
broken leg injuries that often.
Wow.
So, but I still want to incorporate ice skating into my life. Like, my dream, I still ice skate for fun, like in the winter.
Sure.
And my dream is to do a whole tour on ice skating rinks.
Okay, ma'am. I like your vision. You know what? You just keep doing things nobody else is doing. That is really exciting.
Yeah. So
Has
singing,
anybody done a
DJing
tour
on
on
the
ice?
ice? It's like
Right?
Disney on Ice, but Chloe Jane on ice.
I think the whole like Disney on Ice school's down here. So, you know, come on down. We're here for it. But before that, we have a whole EP that's coming out. You're already working on the next set of music. Where do you see yourself, you know, let's say 3 years from now, since you've already done so much in 3 years alone? You think about where you were to where you are now. Where are you going to be in 3 years, Chloe Jane?
I have no idea,
I love that answer.
but I hope to be somewhere where I'm connecting with an audience and finding my audience and performing and hopefully touring and just doing all the fun things that come with artists and collaborating and just doing it. Like
You come from a very worldly background, and not even knowing that, you know, your mom is from Australia, your parents met in Ibiza. You're in New York now. You're studying, you're at university, you're songwriting, you have an EP coming out, you've got all of the balls in the air. How do you stay grounded and motivated to keep it all moving in the focus that you are?
I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. I don't know. I started this when I was 11, and I've always had a dream. Like, I want to be on that stage where Lady Gaga is. And I don't think about it. I just, like, I wake up each day and I'm just like, okay, but what's next? What's on the list for today? You know, and I just go and keep it going. There's like no other alternative for me in my mind. So I'm like, this is, if I make it, if I don't, this is what I'm doing. And nothing's gonna stop me. Like, I just love it so much. And I love performing, and I really do this a lot so I can perform songs I've written and connect with people.
Tell me about the EP.
Yeah,
it's coming out soon.
The EP is called Dance Floor Emergency, and it's coming out soon. And the title track is called Dance Floor Emergency, and it's basically an emergency to get to the dance floor. I feel like this message really encapsulates yeah, English, yes, what I stand for and live for in this current moment in time, just turning 21. I love to go out dancing, and it's dancing and listening to music you love and being with people you love.
Sure.
Just really hits the soul in a great way.
Feeling good. You just want to feel good.
You just want to feel good. And no matter what's going on in your life, I mean, dance music is an escape. Like, people go to concerts and raves and electronic music festivals to escape and be in the moment and just be filled with like life and happiness. So that's what I wrote this song about, and that's what I want this EP to hopefully convey to people.
Well, I find it very interesting, like when you write something and you release it and you put it out into the world, it becomes something else to whoever's going to hear it. And when you say dance floor emergency, I think of that moment like when your favorite song comes on, or when that sick beat drops, and all of a sudden you've been sitting and being cool and drinking your wine with your friends, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm getting up right now. I need to go. Like, I need to move. I think of that's like, in my head, that's the dance floor emergency. Like, I'm sorry, bye. You know, I have to dance. So it's interesting how you take it, and when you release it, how your fans and your listeners are going to take it. Like, are you ready to let that go?
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I that's just what is personal to me. I mean, everyone has their own thoughts, and like, that's so great, and that's what I love about music. I mean, everyone connects to it in a different way. And I actually just shot the video for this. It's done. I shot it like 3 weeks ago at a warehouse in Brooklyn. It's insane. It's the coolest video I've ever done in my life, and I'm so excited about it. I start off in an emergency room and end up in a club. And an ambulance happens in between.
Oh, my Lord. This is going to be fun. When do we get a peek at it?
Well, I'm going to start teasing it. So this song comes out on Friday, and then Dance Floor Emergency teasing starts like next week. So
Got it all planned out.
yeah. you
So
have to.
before we're wearing hoodies and jeans,
Yeah.
we're going to know what
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
all about.
Like it's going to come out late August.
I love that.
Yeah.
Still in the summer months. Are you ready to grace us with a dance floor emergency?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Chloe Jane's in the Gym Happy Hour.
Caught my eye from across the room. Don't ask why, but I'm into you. Oh no, I'm on a roll. Looking salty and sweet, so edible. Put my hand on my heart, I need medical. Oh no, I'm about to explode. Come on over, baby, baby, we gonna go all night. Dim the lights on the count of 3. Moving right with the frequency. Bring your body next to me. It's a dance floor emergency. Dim the lights on the count of 3. Moving right with the frequency. Bring your body next to me. It's a dance floor emergency. Emergency. Hey. It's a dance floor emergency. Just one touch, feel the rush, incredible. Put your hand on my heart, I need medical. Come on, keep moving, there's no right or wrong, yeah. You know this is a moment, don't be shy, just own it. Sing a little louder, you hold all the power. I can feel the magic, all the lights are flashing. Damn, you're so attractive, ready for some action. Come on over, baby, baby, we gonna go all night. Go all night. Dim the lights on the count of 3. Moving right with the frequency. Bring your body next to me. It's a dance floor emergency. Dim the lights on the count of 3. Moving right with the frequency. Bring your body next to me. It's a dance floor emergency. Oh, yeah. It's a dance floor emergency. Emergency.
Yeah. Dance floor emergency.
Okay, that's a vibe. And that is just a taste of what is coming from Chloe Jane. The new music, Keep Holding On, Set Me Free, going to be out this Friday. And then very shortly after that, we're going to have the whole Dance Floor Emergency in our hands, the visuals to come after that. The best place to follow along and keep up with all of this really positive, fun music is on your socials, clearly. Which one should we be following along with the most?
Well, I do love Instagram. I think I'm an Instagram girl. TikTok just like hurts my ego. Like I love scrolling on TikTok,
Right.
but I don't know,
It
TikTok.
hurts me.
Yeah, I mean, I post the same videos on Instagram and TikTok, and it's like, why is no one seeing it on TikTok, but everyone's seeing it on Reels?
The gram loves you.
Yeah, the gram loves
Well,
me.
that's the algorithm, and we can
But
talk
I
offline
do
about
post
that.
more like weird, me humory stuff
Right.
on TikTok because it's just like you can do that on TikTok. So that I do like to do, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And playlists. And the
playlists.
music.
Yes. Oh yeah, Spotify, all of the DSPs. There's like 20 million now,
Yeah,
but
it really is. But I love the lingo on it too. So open up your favorite app, search Chloe Jane, and just make sure you guys are following along. If you want a little positivity in your life, I think she's going to keep delivering it for quite some time. Cheers to you. Thank you for joining us here in the Jam
Thank you
Happy
so much
Hour.
for having me.
And we'll come catch a set on ice and sing along, hopefully in the very near future.
Yes.
Thanks for being
Cheers.
here.
Thank
Cheers.
you.